Hi, my name is Allie Schneider. I'm a senior interior designer at Pfluger Architects, and here today I'm with Paulette Gibbins, who is the executive director for ULI Austin.
So as mentioned, I am the executive director for ULI Austin, but my background is actually in structural engineering. Straight out of college, I went to undergrad and grad school, got a master's in structural engineering, and started with was now an international structural engineering firm, a very large firm. It was Walter P. Moore in Houston, and they opened the Austin office a few months before 9/11. And originally the plan was to grow the Austin office with more people from UT, but with 9/11 they went on a hiring freeze and they needed more worker bees in Austin. I came out here and some friends showed me around. I ended up moving out here. We were getting work through Houston, but then the head of the structural engineering group for Houston passed away unexpectedly. And Austin was asked to, you guys need to go win work. And so I was asked to help with business development. I had no background in business development, but I was told, you're willing to talk to people. Why don't you go meet with people and do business development? I joined the Society for Marketing Professional Services and learned a lot of skills through that. After a while, I chose to move to a smaller local firm, Structures. And I was with them for a while, but in that process, I joined a lot of different organizations in town. And through the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce Education Council, I actually ended up being appointed to the Austin ISD Facility and Bond Planning Advisory Committee. That was probably the best volunteer experience of my entire life, very fulfilling. And so I ended up taking a lot of information from the consultants and helping the people that didn't have that background understand what we were getting, the information we're getting. And I went to my husband and I said, wouldn't it be great if I could have a job where I could use my knowledge of the built environment and help Austin as it's growing? Not long later, this job became available. And so I went after it. I call this my unicorn job. I get to convene people, bring people together, get involved with some of the issues within Austin, but not in an advocacy role, but really more of an education research role. I really enjoy it.
That's amazing. So lots of volunteer experience and lots of community involvement, it sounds like. So have there been any mentors along your path that have kind of helped you get to that point?
Amy Jones with O'Connell Robertson was one of my mentors. She was on the board with SMPS when I joined. And SMPS, by the way, is the Society for Marketing Professional Services. But I watched what she was doing, tried to emulate that, learn about the importance of forming relationships. Amy came from a background with nonprofits, and so when I considered taking this job, I made a point of meeting with her. She had been with an association before going over to the architectural world. And so I met with her to find, get a little bit background, like was I crazy to make this change? And but yes, over the years I moved to Austin in 2002, and I think I started doing business development in 2004. And so over these past 20 years, I've seen her as a mentor and seek advice from her periodically.
That's great. How would you say that your experiences as a woman have shaped who you are today as a leader?
I have to say, when it was happening, I wasn't aware of this, but I was asked once to be part of a presentation as part of a Women's Gold Award project for Girl Scouts on trying to get more women into STEM fields. And part of her research showed that women are often told that you shouldn't go into STEM, women have more soft skills, you should go into fields that utilize more soft skills. And really, the soft skills are part of what made me move forward in my career. Soft skills being able to talk to people, being able to write emails, being able to connect people, being able to form strong relationships with people. Even in the structural engineering side, when working on projects, being able to have that relationship with the different team members and being able to connect with them, work together towards a project is very important. I'll also say that along my career, I had manager who he didn't work to make sure that his people were advanced. You know, you look for opportunities for us to learn more. And it's like, well, I didn't have that at one point in my career. And so that's something that I think is very important. Even if it means that someone's going to leave me to move up within the organization, I think every manager should be doing that for their employees, is to help them progress in their career.
Yes, give them the support they need and let them thrive. That's good. What advice would you give to, say, a younger woman who might be interested in a technical field?
For me, getting through college was very much a group experience. It's okay to work with other people as you're going through college. If you're in an engineering architectural field, it is all team-based. But I'd also say take the time, I tell this to every university person, take the time to take the technical writing classes, the liberal arts classes. They are as important long-term. Take a speech class. Because even though when you start on day one, you might just be working behind a computer, in order to progress and really shine, you're going to need to be able to have those speaking skills, the writing skills, and so those are equally important.
Okay, that's good. What was your dream job growing up?
Oh, geez. I actually really wanted to be a vet.
Oh, okay.
And I realized in ninth grade biology that was not going to be an option for me. If you talk to different engineers, the way they look at information is differently. My husband has a background in electrical engineering, and he has things memorized. Like they know things, it's absorbed. But if you talk to structural engineers, we tend to go through and solve things in a very unusual fashion. Everything is broken down in our minds and put back together. And it's just a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
But that's also another thing I tell women, is that no matter how you think, there's a field in STEM available for you.
What would you say is a project initiative that you're really excited about that you're working on right now?
The city of Austin is making some big changes on their parking around town. Downtown has not had parking minimums since 2013. And so we were asked to form a group of experts to interview a lot of people and give recommendations on what the city could do to help minimize the amount of parking that's included in developments downtown.
Interesting.
So that report was released publicly last week.
Okay.
But the city's already taking some movement from the report and starting to move forward with some items. It's items like that really is why I love my job, because it wasn't advocacy type of paper. It was interviewing people and making recommendations, and the recommendations are so wide. And I think that there's many opportunities that will help the connections to downtown and the human experience downtown as a result of this report.
How would you say, as a woman, the work-life balance with family, with job, do you have any advice for women on that front?
So I have a very active family. I have a stepdaughter who's a sophomore at Baylor, and then I have a 13-year-old son, 11-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old daughter. So a very large family. My children do a lot of sports, and they do music, and you want to be there for the games, and you want to be a part of that. And so you shouldn't give everything up for your career. Like, it is important to balance the two. And I think it really can be done. Even running around to different activities, we make a point of having dinner together.
That's great.
And I'm part of picking them up from school. And they know sometimes there'll be a call in the car, but as soon as I hang up, I ask how their day is and how things are going. So it can be balanced. They're very aware of my job, and I think that's also very important.
Yes, and kind of lets them be proud of you as their mom, and give a good example to them too for what they can accomplish in their lives. That's exciting. What would be a message that you would want to leave for our viewers, women that are watching this Women to Women series?
First off, we have at ULI, we have a very strong women leadership initiative, and it provides an opportunity for women to connect with each other and help raise each other up. There's this belief sometimes that women hold back in speaking out because they're going to be viewed as being too outspoken, while at the same time, if a man had spoken out, that would be viewed as totally normal, right? But if you form relationships with the people that you're interacting with on a regular basis, that speaking out is understood more, but definitely don't silence yourself ever for that fear, because it is important to be heard. And when you're at the table, it's important to use that seat at the table to be heard.
Do you have any last advice that you'd like to add on?
I think it's important to be happy in life. You know, a lot of people sometimes feel they need to stay where they are because it helps support the family and things are working, and there's a fear of the unknown if you change where you are. And it's not worth it. Like, you're supposed to live life, you're supposed to enjoy life.
Thank you so much for speaking with us today and sharing. I mean, you have a very inspiring story.